I don't really see oil and gas companies wanting to make a change.
We will have to also change a little bit our consumption, and that will take more than 10 years.
For oil and gas companies to survive, they have to shift towards alternative energies and green energies.
Potentially, I think the oil and gas company can also leverage the AI technology in order to, I would say, maximize the return on investment.
Is you just feed enough of the model into the AI that it understands what it should look like based on what it actually sees. So most oil companies are transitioning from high carbon intensity energy, example hydrocarbon based, to a portfolio of low carbon intensity energy such as hydrogen, renewables, hydro, wind, solar, biofuels. Which form of energy do you think has the highest potential for dominating the energy demands in the next 10 years?
The consumption of some renewable energy sources such as solar, biofuels, geothermal, and wind energy has been significantly increased in the last 20 years, and I believe it will increase with even higher rate in the upcoming years, and fossil fuel consumption will shrink. But I believe still fossil fuel will remain the primary energy source in the next 10 years, and this transition is going to be gradual. So regarding oil and gas companies transitioning into energy companies or green energy companies, I think hydrogen is a good option because hydrogen is high in energy, and oil and gas companies already have access to this technology, and they can own this industry, and this way they won't get wiped out in the future.
I don't think that oil and gas is going to be lasting much longer, especially with companies and countries that are trying to lead the way into being more reducing carbon footprint and trying to be more renewable, using less fossil fuels and things like that.
I do feel like in the next 10 years, hydrocarbon-based energy such as petroleum or natural gas will still be dominating the oil and gas industry. But however, if we were to expand the time frame here, for example, let's talk about in the next 50 years, then I do believe that the renewable energy would definitely be picking up and potentially dominating the industry.
The oil and gas industry is similar to manufacturing business. Of the advances in AI, natural language processing, computer vision, neural networks, autonomous vehicles, etc., which is easily translated to an oil and gas manufacturing application.
For example, potentially the industry could use technologies such as computer vision or neural network to help with drilling, which means it can save the company a lot of money, and also it can help with the efficiency side. By doing the drilling accurately, it also makes sure that you are not damaging the environment. The other example I can think about is, for example, using autonomous vehicle to help with transportation. By having the autonomous truck, definitely will be able to mitigate the potential risks or safety hassles to those employees.
Personally, I have used machine learning to predict oil production in unconventional reservoirs. I also am aware that in the drilling side, they are using it to detect any anomalies to the operation in real time using real time data. In the geology, for geological characterization, it is useful and supervised learning, mostly for conducting multivariate analysis in order to optimize like well performance in unconventional reservoirs is use machine learning.
I can mention the use of, for example, supervised learning in predictive maintenance, which can save time and money. Also, supervised learning is being used to develop soft sensors for oil and gas industry, which means they predict the variables that cannot be directly measured with physical sensors. Another example is using unsupervised learning for anomaly detection. Also, computer vision and convolutional neural networks are being used to feed the video and images to real-time machine learning models for safety enhancement. Also, there are deep learning for time series that, such as recurrent neural networks or RNN, and long short-term memories or LSTMs that can calculate the likelihood of future events. Also, reinforcement learning can be used for decision making in control systems for different optimization purposes, such as minimizing operating cost or maximizing profit, minimizing greenhouse gas emission, or combination of all of these.
What sort of marketing or areas that oil and gas companies could use with AI as sort of a way to further their cause or further their markets?
It's everything on demand. Customers want everything on the touch of at the palm of their hands. I think it would be important for oil and gas to kind of follow some sort of model that establishes the most convenience for their customers. I think it would be good for oil and gas companies to use the benefits of AI, maybe using predictive models on handling what the customers are concerned about.
One of the business models is facilitating the upstream extraction. Some of the largest data-driven companies, such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, are building custom AI for oil and gas companies for this purpose. Although Google recently announced that they will no longer continue building AI or ML models for these companies for climate change reasons. As another business model, I can mention the use of computer vision and video analytics again, but to improve the customer experience for downstream retail. This is where the companies have the most interaction with the customers.